Welcome to the lecture series of Z transform. In this video we are going to see first shifting theorem under Z transform. So the statement of first shifting theorem is, if Z transform of f of t equal to f of z, then z of e power minus at f of t equal to function of z e power at. This is what the statement of first shifting theorem. Now we are going to prove the theorem. First we write the definition for Z transform. Z of f of t equal to sigma n equal to 0 to infinity f of nt into z power minus n. In our first introduction lecture of Z transform, we have discussed about the t variable. If the function is given in t, we have to replace by nt. So that definition here we are applying. So z of f of t can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity f of nt into z power minus n. So now, according to the shifting theorem, we will take the left hand side, z of e power minus at into f of t equal to sigma n equal to 0 to infinity. F of t can be written as nt. So in the place of t we have to replace nt. So here it is e power minus a, t can be written as nt into f of t, that is f of nt z power minus n. So in the place of t we have replaced nt, and here f of t we have written it as nt. Now this can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity f of nt into e power minus at power n into z power minus n. That is equal to sigma n equal to 0 to infinity f of nt into e power at power minus n into z power minus n. In the next step, this can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity f of nt into z e power at whole power minus n. Now this is of the form f of nt into z power minus n. So this is nothing but z transformation of f of t, z of f of t. Only thing is, instead of z, it has the value as z e power at. Okay. So in the place of z, we have to put it as z e power at. Z transform of f of t is nothing but in the statement which is equal to function of z. So which is nothing but f of z, where z tends to z e power at. So this is equal to f of z tends to z e power at. I think this one is clear. So which is equal to f of z can be written as z e power at. Now what is our left hand side? Left hand side is z of e power minus at f of t equal to, now we have arrived a result that f of z e power at. So this is what the first shifting theorem. So this is what the first shifting theorem. From this we have a conclusion, that is we can have a note that z of e power minus at f of t, in that case this can be written as f of z, where z tends to z e power at. Suppose z of e power at, okay, f of t, which is equal to f of z, where z tends to z e power minus at. So what is the conclusion is, here it is minus at means the replacement is plus, here it is plus means the replacement is minus. This is what the first shifting theorem under Z transform. Now based on the first shifting theorem, we can have some problem. Look at the first problem. Find z of e power minus iat. So based on the definition, e power minus iat, Z transform is written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity e power minus ia. Instead of t, it is written as nt into z power minus n. Now this can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity e power iat whole power minus n into z power minus n. Now this can be written as, in both the term we have the power is minus n. So this can be written as sigma n equal to 0 to infinity z e power I a t the whole power minus n. Okay, so which is according to the definition we can make this one as 1 into z e power I a t whole power minus n. Now based on the definition, this is nothing but z transformation of 1. So 1 into z of minus n. By the same manner here it is 1 into some function whole power minus n. So this is nothing but what? According to the definition, this is nothing but z transformation of 1. In the place of z we are having z e power I a t. So now what is the result for z of 1? Z of 1 is nothing but z by z minus 1. So based on that, this is also z of 1 is z by z minus 1, where z tends to z e power I a t. So wherever z comes, we have to make it as z e power I a t. So here there is an z and here also one more z. So we can make this as z e power I a t whole divided by z e power I a t minus 1. So z transform of e power minus I a t equal to z e power I a t whole divided by z e power I a t minus 1. This is the problem based on first shifting theorem. Here we have used a result z of 1. Z of 1 is nothing but z by z minus 1. This result here we have applied. Based on that only we have arrived this result. This is the answer for second problem. Now the next one is, now the next question is, find z of cos a t and z of sin a t. So for this we are using the previous problem. That result we are applying here. We know that z of e power minus I a t equal to z e power I a t divided by z e power I a t minus 1. So now the next step we are going to cancel the e power I a t. So this can be written as z e power I a t divided by, we can take that e power I a t outside. So the remaining is z minus 1 by e power I a t. So we can cancel the term and the remaining is z by z minus e power minus I a t. Okay, so which is equal to z by z minus, this can be written as cos a t minus I sin a t, and which is equal to z by z minus cos a t and minus into minus plus I sin a t. Okay, so I sin a t. Now what we are going to do? We are going to do as usual multiplying and dividing by the conjugation. So what is the conjugation? Z cos a t minus I sin a t divided by z minus cos a t minus I sin a t. So numerator we can multiply by z. So z into z minus cos a t minus I z sin a t divided by, this is of the form a plus b into a minus b. Okay, so a plus b into a minus b, the result is a square minus b square. So based on that, here in the place of a we are having z minus cos a t the whole square, a square, minus in the place of b we are having I sin a t. So I sin a t the whole square. Now this is equal to z into z minus cos a t minus I z sin a t divided by, this z minus cos a t can be written as a square, a minus b the whole square. So the result is a square minus 2ab plus cos square a t, and here it is I square. I square value is minus 1, I square equal to minus 1, minus into minus plus. So this will become as sin square a t, and then cos square a t plus sin square a t is 1. So in the next step this can be written as z into z minus cos a t minus I z sin a t divided by z square minus 2 z cos a t plus 1. Okay, so after this what we are going to do is we are going to equate the real and imaginary part on both sides, because in our left hand side we are having z of, what is our left hand side? Left hand side is z of e power minus iat. So while we are expanding this z of cos at minus I sin at. So when we are equating our real and imaginary part, we can get the answer in the left hand side is z of cos at and imaginary part is z of sin at. So according to that we can get the answer in the right hand side. So what is the next step? Equating real and imaginary parts on both sides. So we can get, what is our real part in the left hand side? Left hand side is z of cos at. So z of cos at equal to, here z into z minus cos at divided by z square minus 2z cos at plus 1. This is our answer for z of cos at. Same manner for the sin at, imaginary part is left hand side is z of sin at equal to sin at, here also that is equal to z sin at divided by z square minus 2z cos at plus 1. So why we are writing in the left hand side is that e power minus iat, means while we are expanding this we can get the answer for cos at and sin at. That's why we are taking the result of z of e power minus iat. So that only we are arrived this answer. This is the answer for the second question. Thank you for watching.